Warm welcome to everybody. This is a fantastic Tuesday. We're actually one quarter down of the year. Can you actually believe that? We've actually completed the first 3 months of 2024. That means we've got 9 months left. And for all your ladies, yep, that is the duration to pop out a sale. We need to make sure that we can actually do that in a much shorter term. But how do we actually get to that point where we can actually get these sales all underway? So starting in the first month of the second quarter of 2024, what a great way to start by making contact with all of those people in your community, all those people that you've never spoken to before. But how? How do you actually go out and get those contact details? Well, this is where we've actually got the solution for you. Joining me today are the ladies from the Virtual Agent, or commonly called TVA, which is just the acronym for the Virtual Agent, for those of you that didn't pick that up. So joining me today and presenting today is Zainab. Zainab, how are you doing today, and are you ready?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Zainab, and I'm the Regional Sales Coordinator for the Western Cape, and I'm also based in Cape Town. Joining me, as you heard, is Edith, and she is based in the Gauteng area. All right, so TVA, the Virtual Agent. What is a Virtual Agent? The Virtual Agent was born out of the Blake Group in 2015. The system was designed by a real estate agent named Debbie Blake. Today, we are a multifaceted ecosystem and the only all-in-one solution platform for property practitioners. We have negotiated a great deal, which is in place with the EXP, which is part of your sign-up. You get 60 daily homeowner searches as well as full access to the CRM. So if you have not logged in, please do so. And here's how we do it. All right, so you'll go to www.thevirtualagent.co.za. You will log in, and you will log in with your email address as your username and your password. Sign in. If you have any questions, you may pop it on the chat and Edith will assist by answering them. Alternatively, we can wait till after the session and I'll try my best to answer all your questions. All right, the Know Your Customer. Over here, you'll see your data credits, which is your daily homeowner searches. You'll have 60 every day. Your profile would be under your name, where you're able to generate yourself a profile, which you can save as a PDF and also share with your clients. Now, the main part, which is your Know Your Customer. This is where we're going to find our contact details for our homeowners. You can either search with a person under the ID number or an address, or a company search as well, where you place the company registration number. When the director's ID number appears, you'll click on the ID and you can generate the contact number therefore. After that, you may also search trust numbers as well. We are only 45% up to date, but we had some good results. So you may try a trust number over here as well. Back to the person. Unfortunately, I have to use dummy data. When you search with an address, try to do less as possible. Please don't add any commas or suburbs. Just keep it simple with the name of the street. If I click in Sunny Circle, I'll say find. Right, over here, you'll get some search results. So I'm going to use the one that's masked. But if you need to filter further, you can go into the search bar and click in the specific area, whether it's, for example, in this search, there's Lelucia and there's, of course, Sunningdale as well. So you'll just go into the search bar and filter. Your match will come up with the ID number, the person's full name, address, age, as well as the deed match. The color-coded green refers to the current owner. If it's blue, it's the previous owner. And if it's gray by any chance, it seldom happens, but if it's gray, it means that it's a tenant that lives in the property. Thereafter, you'll click onto the ID number. And only then, once clicking onto the ID number, is when you remove a data credit. You've got your marketing consent. You will always choose the third one, which is this is my first attempt, as you do not have any consent, and Poppy has made it very clear that before doing any digital marketing, you would need consent. But the virtual agent gives you 3 attempts. So you would choose your first attempt, click proceed. There we go. So now we've got the person results. So we get the full name. Just remember, I'm using dummy data, but you will see the full name, the ID, the age, date of birth, and marital status. You will see the contact number over here. So we are not only tapped into one bureau, but various bureaus around the country to ensure that we give you good quality and accurate data. So you'll have various phone numbers, you get a cell number, a home number, business line, sometimes even an email. You can click onto the link date if you want to make sure that you've got the current date. There you'll have the number. The address and employment and directorship. These details you will only see once you've obtained your consent from your client and added them to the CRM. I will show you the view of when adding a client into the CRM. This client, however, has been added. It says view in client center. If it's a new client and it hasn't been added to the CRM, it will then say add to CRM. So this client we've added into the CRM. I just need to add and capture his consent, which I'll show you in a bit before I do any digital marketing. But once it's saved onto the CRM, I'm now able to see more information. I can go into the edit information as well and edit the information of the client, add additional contact or information on the client. If I go into contact, it's going to prompt me. I think that only from your side happens one, but because I'm using dummy data, it does prompt me quite a few times. So this is my contact information. You're now able to see the information where it's retrieved from. If, for example, you chatted to the person and you went through a couple of phone numbers, but you found the correct number, you're able to now change the status to good, which is this is the good number, the best one to contact, or do not exist. For example, if this is the incorrect number, you can mark it. So if you're going back into the client's profile, you then know which number to use. So because we have added them to the CRM and you've got your consent, you're able to see employment. Okay, you'll see the employment details. You can see directorship. Sorry, it's just going to ask me because of the dummy data, but you'll only be asked once. So you'll be able to then see the person's directorship, the enterprise number, the enterprise name, and the status of the business as well. You can see some property information. So you'll be able to see the type, the sale date, the address, the township. If you click on the type, that's where you'll see some deed information and sale information about the property as well. Okay, social media, property requirements, and contact us consent. At the bottom here, which is very uniquely to the virtual agent, is our scorecards. So these scorecards are made up of various algorithms, and it gives you a little bit of insight of where your client sits in the market. It's not 100% accurate, but it definitely gives you a great guideline. For example, homeowner type, there's various homeowner type. This one is a property singleton, which means he only owns one property at a time. You get various as in traders, first-time homeowners, wannabes as well. Propensity to sell, it's made up of a model which privately owned property, which is somewhat likely. So we're saying that this client is somewhat likely that willing a propensity to sell as well. Sometimes they'll give you propensity to buy. Suburb attractiveness. So the suburb is out of 10. Over here, it's a 10 out of 10. Lucia is an upmarket suburb. And your LSM, which is pulled up with a lifestyle index of the client. And we're saying this client here is a 10 out of 10 as well. Your recent activities will come up here. The good to know, which is the birthdays or the anniversaries of the clients. And of course, the action details. You can send them emails, WhatsApps, SMSs, add notes or reminders for yourself. Okay. All right. Right, so that is your know your customer. You can search either with the ID number or with an address. The same information you'll retrieve from the company as well. Our next feature, which is the property reports. So with the property reports, they work on different report credits. You are welcome to purchase this on a prepaid option. We're also running a promotion currently, which ends the end of April. For 150 property report credits, you can now pay 375 instead of 495. And these credits don't expire. Just going to show you a few sample reports. So if you would like to do a property report, you can search by your full title, person, or company. You put in the address as well. You also are able to search on trust, title deed, earth, add farm. So I'm going to be using sample report just to show you a sample of evaluation property report. Okay, so we're doing 198 John Dory Drive. Over here, you'll see your quick links. You're also able to download the report in a PDF. It will prompt you if you'd like to use your logo. I will say no for now. And you're also able to choose the section that you'd like to export to your PDF report. Okay, if we move along, this is where you'll see the property details. So you get the province, suburb, street, earth, current owners, purchase amount, stand size, the municipal valuation, and the date of the valuation. Our automated valuation, which is your prediction, your high and your low, and of course, our satellite map location of the property. Our generated reports map over here is where you're able to search and do a report on any property where you see in the surroundings. So whether you see an empty piece of land or a property behind or in front, you're able to click onto it and then generate a property report as well. The current owners, so you'll get the buyer's contact numbers as well. You click on contact, the number is visible, or alternatively, you may go into the ID number and into their profile. Closest most recent sales. And of course, you'll get the map location of the closest most recent sales. Okay, you've got your transfer history. So now we've got the buyer and the seller's information. Again, if you click onto the ID number, that is where you'll go into the client's profile. Street summary, so you get your number of sales, median value. Suburb summary as well. Endorsements, and lastly, your suburb amenities. All right, the next feature we'll go to, I'll show you a sample report on a sectional scheme. These sample reports are also available for your own viewing. Once you log on and sign on, just go to the property report tabs and click on sample reports. And just give it a moment to load. There we go. So we're doing a sectional scheme report on the zone. Again, you've got your quick links, and of course, you're able to download the report. You've got your sectional scheme details, your map location, the number of units, the age of the sectional scheme as well. There we go, there's our maps. Owners in the sectional scheme. So you'll get the units, the earth, the portion, the size, and you will see the full name and the ID number of the client. You'll see the age and the propensity to sell or the propensity to buy as well. So just to verify, you will not be able to see the contact number. You will have to click on contact in order to see the individual contact. However, there is an alternate way, and you do have access to the CRM. So a bulk ad would be a solution in this case. If you really want to do canvassing on a specific sectional scheme or complex, I'd advise that this would be the best route. You would then select all and add the whole bulk to the CRM. When we get to the CRM, I'll show you how to validate and just make use of it a little bit easier. You're able to see the full function of everybody's contact numbers, name, and ID numbers. Okay, so there you go, the closest most recent sales as well. If you click onto the address, it will take you into that client's profile. We've got our maps of the recent sales, transfer information, okay, growth and activity as well, number of registrations, period of ownership, age of the owners, sectional scheme ranking, there's more, lending by institution, so able to see the banks that are dominant within the sectional scheme, and lastly, your amenities. Right, so we've got a property report. You can do a complex search, sectional scheme, estate, suburb, street, and transfer report. If you want to view the samples, you're welcome to log into the virtual agent, log in with your username and password, and then view the sample reports. Another tip is your history tab. Please make use of it. If you have done searches within your property reports and something happened, we had load shedding or something and you got cut off, when you go back in and the search was done successfully, go into your history tab and you'll be able to have a look at your searches. You can go to the property report or the owner report or transfer report, and there'll be no extra costs. In fact, if you've done a successful report and you see the yellow tab highlights to refresh, that is where you can click on refresh, and anything that happened new within this complex or the person's profile will then be updated. Right, so that is our property report. I'm just going to run you through the CRM. Please note that we also have a live chat. It's not robots, it's real human beings. So you can either choose the WhatsApp chat or the web chat, and our friendly support team will be able to assist you. Any queries? Okay, I'm going to go to the CRM. Not going to focus too much on the CRM because I know you guys are using different platforms. However, just a view at a glance, you'll be able to see your dashboard, which tells you how many clients you have, how many you validated, your consents, where your TVA input reports come from, your show house tool, your males and females. It's also synced with your Google Calendar. You can see some stats on your LSM and suburb attractiveness, your ages. There's your calendar. For today, my reminder was to call Mrs. Dre to discuss the sole mandate. So everything is synced. It's a drop and drag feature as well. Most importantly, I just want to show you regarding the My Clients. That is where, remember we did the bulk ad, which I told you is easier to work with, especially if you're doing canvassing on complexes or streets, and it's quite a mission to just click on contacts, contact. You think, oh, it's too much of a muchness. Do the bulk ad and add them to the CRM. When you get to your CRM, you go into My Clients, either from the tabs or on the side, My Clients. You can do a universal search and search for absolutely anything. We also have additional search criteria. So if you saved the person and you did some edits regarding a specific amount and you want to go back to the CRM, you want to find out that client that was for that bracket between 2 to 5 mil, you can just do a property specific, put in the amount, click search, and those clients will come up. So if I'm going to go back to my universal search, I'm going to go to something that I added recently, Caribbean. So yeah, Caribbean Muse, I've searched them. So this little complex, there's 19 records, there's 19 units. So here they are, there's all of them. I did a bulk ad. With the bulk ad, you will not see any contact number, because you would need to have validated the individuals. Unfortunately, due to POPI, you have to validate each person as we need an audit trail for each individual. It's very quick. Seamless. All you do is you click on the validate button, William John Leith, you will select. Come on, William John. See what's happening. There we go. There we go. So once I've clicked on validate, as quick as that, you'll be able to see his contact number. So what pulls through here is the most recent number, because now you're working from your CRM, which is easy, effortless. You don't need to go into my clients individually. You can just work from this complex. Unfortunately, you'd have to validate each person. Once you've validated each person and you're happy with your list, you are then able to select them. And once you select all, your tabs will highlight. So you can now group your clients and group them under, for example, Caribbean news. So when I'm sending out any bulk emails or SMSs or marketing material, I can choose them per group as well. Okay, so now we've got Mr. Leith. I can do the same with every individual, and the numbers will appear. Thereafter, you're able to make your call. If you receive your consent, you click on capture, and this is where you capture your consent for your client. Remember, you have the one phone call. It is your copyright as a property practitioner to make your first phone call. Thereafter, you need your consent before you're doing any digital marketing. So you will select your source. If I would say digital form and capture. All right, I'm just going to put in, for example, that, and I'll say capture consent. Okay, consent is successfully uploaded. All right, so now I've got my validation, my consent is there, all my actions are highlighted. I'm now able to do my WhatsApps and my digital marketing as well. And that we can do with the whole list of 19 records. All right, and there's more. There's the last bit I just need to add, which is our newest features, our fraud and FICA. So with the fraud check, you're able to now, because of the fraud prevention model, this system that we've built raise the likelihood of a potential fraudulent applicant, right? So the ranks is on a band of 1 to 5, 4 and 5 being high risk. So you click onto the fraud check tab, and it will push through a band between 1 and 5. All right. I'm not going to do 1 per se because I need to have consent in order to do this fraud check. The FICA, which is our next feature, it also works on FICA and fraud credits, which you are also welcome to purchase on a prepaid option and load it onto your individual profile. With the FICA, you click onto FICA, you're able to then send your clients an email, SMS, or WhatsApp. On the WhatsApp, this is the message. So William Leith said, Andrea would like you to complete a FICA form to ensure your FICA is compliant. The client will then click onto the link. The client will click onto the link, and there he'll be prompted to upload a copy of his ID, take a selfie photo. That details is then confirmed. The client clicks yes, he confirms. They ask him to upload a proof of address, and the information is cross-checked via Home Affairs, and all is checked out and approved. You, the agent, will then receive a printout. Let me just show you what it looks like. Sorry, Stuart, I just want to get them that. It's just nice to see what you're going to get back so that you know when you're speaking to your client. So this is what the agent will get back. It's a FICA report. So you'll be able to see the person's name, date of birth, identity number, residential address, contact number, emails, the details of yourself, and of course the risk score. So it's low, probably between 1 and 3, and the terrorist fraud check is done. Positive in this case. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It means that they are not on the terrorist list.
So from myself, Stuart, this was an amazing session with TVA, the virtual agent. So just remember my final words. The future of your real estate, it starts by being compliant and making sure that you follow that POPIO Act. Guys, you have a fantastic day and week ahead. Cheers for now.